Hello friends, in this today's video I'm going to tell you about another Lagrange formula in which there is no table, there is a function that is x square plus x minus 3 divided by x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. So firstly we need to factorize this denominator, then after factorization we will get x minus 1, x plus 1 and x minus 2. So after getting this we are going to put this in the final value that we will get x square plus x minus 3 divided by x minus 1, x plus 1, x minus 2. So now we will put this in x, arranging it in the table form. So for the x and y, for x naught we have minus 1, x1 we will plus 1 and x2 we have plus 2. So now for this value we're going to check its value on the place of minus 1 in the numerator place. So for the x square, we are going to use minus of s square, that is minus of 1 whole square, and plus of x, since minus 1 plus minus will be minus 1, and minus of 3. We will get minus 3. So here for this value, minus 1 value, we are going to get minus 3. And the value for the plus 1, I'm going to check 1 square, that will be 1, and for x that will be also 1, and minus of 3 we are going to get minus of 1. So here we get for the plus 1 we are also going to get 1 minus 1, and for the value of 2 we are going to get 2 square will be 4 and plus 2 and minus of 3. So we're going to get here 3. The value of y2 will be 3 here. So now we have calculated and we have evaluated every terms. Now we need to form, firstly we apply the Lagrange formula, since the question already had asked to apply the Lagrange formula. So I'm going to use, firstly writing the Lagrange formula, and so the Lagrange formula will be, since we have just 3 terms, we are going to use 3 up to 3. So the y will equal to x minus x1 into x minus x2 into y naught. And since we know that in the numerator term we always starts with initial x and we subtract x1 and x2 and x3 and so on. Since there are only three terms, we are going to use x minus with x1 and x2 only. And the next term, in the denominator we always start with x naught and we use x1, then x naught minus x2. The next term is x minus with, firstly we go with x naught, and in this term we are going to neglect x1, so we in this term we will use x minus of x2 here x1 is neglected, and now for this term x1 will be there, and x1 minus of x naught, we start with x naught and then x1 minus with x1 minus x1 is neglected here, so we will use x2 here, and the next we'll multiply with y1, and the next term is x minus, since we have neglected 1 here, firstly 0 has been neglected here 1 has been neglected, now we will neglect 2, so x minus x naught and x minus x1 will be there, and then divide with x2 minus of x naught and x2 minus of x1, and we multiply it with x2. So get up to here. Now we need to substitute all this value of x, y, that is x naught, x1, x2, x naught, y naught, y1, y2. So now I'm evaluating it. So we will get the first value, that is x minus x1. So here it is x minus with, what is x1? x1 is plus 1. So plus 1 will be less, and then x minus x2, that is x minus x2 is plus 2, x2 that will be as it is, and y is y naught is minus 3, and in the below x naught is minus of 1, minus with x1. x1 is just plus 1, and x naught is again minus 1, and minus with x2, that is 2, and plus with what is x? X is here 1, minus, sorry, x is x itself, and x naught is minus 1. So minus minus, it will be here plus, and x will be x as it is, and then we are going to use x minus x2. So x2 is here plus 1, so as it is. Now, yeah, we have to multiply it y1. y1 is here minus of 1. Then in the denominator section, we have to use x1. x1 is here 1, and minus with x naught, minus minus, that will be plus of 1, and x1 is here 1, minus with x2, that is just 2. I multiplied already with its y1. Now for the x is x as it is, and minus with x naught is here minus minus, that will be plus, and then x1 x1 is here, sorry, that will be x as it is, and x1 is here 1 minus 1, and when divide by x2 is here 2, and minus with x naught is minus minus plus 1, and then again 2, and minus with x1, that is just 1, and we have to multiply with y3 is here just 3. So now we need to evaluate it. What we are going to get? We are going to get here. So it will be minus of 3 into x minus 1 into x minus 2, and again here we'll get minus 1 into x plus 1 into x minus 1. Then again we get plus with x plus 1 into x minus 1. Here it will be 3. So as we have evaluated till there, the next one is we need to just put the values. After putting all these values, we are going to get this. So we have all these x minus 1, x minus 2, then y naught, and all this value. When we put all this value, here we will get, so minus 3 and minus 6, that will divide by 2. So then it will give minus 1 by 2 here. So it is minus 1 by 2 here. And next one is next term will also get minus 1, and this will be minus, so this is minus 1, both will be cancelled, and then it will be plus of 1 by 2. So here it is plus of 1 by 2 here, and that will be x plus 1, and here it is x minus 2, and then next term is 3, and this will in the denominator also 3, so both will be cancelled, so this will be 1 here, and next term, that is going to get minus 1 by 2 here. So in this term we will cancel x minus 1 and x minus 2, so we'll get x plus 1, and there we'll get plus of 1 and x minus 2, and so here we will get x plus x minus 1 will be here. So that is our term will be there, x plus 1 and x minus 1, both will be cancelled. Here we have get x minus 1 here. So our final answer will be looks like 1 by 2 into x minus 1 and minus 1 by 2 into x plus 1 and plus 1 by x minus 2. That is our final answer. So this is our answer. So what did we see in this question? That firstly uses we have the function, and we just in the denominator section we broke the denominator by factorization. We can also use partial factorization here. So then after factorization we get the value or the roots here, then we put this value as x naught, x1 and x2, and then after putting the value in the numerator we get y naught, y1 and y2. Then we use the Lagrange formula. After writing the Lagrange formula for the three terms, we put all this value for x naught, x1, x2, and y naught, y1, y2. Then we evaluate all this value, and after evaluating we get this value till here, and then we divide compare it with the original function and divide it with x minus 1, x plus 1, and x minus 2. Then then we, after cancelling each term, we get this, and after arranging we get the final answer. So that is all about the Lagrange formula. Thank you.